How do I become a data analyst? I asked myself that exact question 2 years ago. And in today's video, I'm going to talk you through what I did to become a data analyst. What's going on, everybody, and welcome to my channel. My name is Dan, and I'm an entry-level data analyst. Now, I've been a data analyst for about a year now, and about 2 years ago, I made a transition from a different career in food service management to become a data analyst. So for those of you that are looking to become a data analyst, I've been in your exact shoes before. So in this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about what I did and why I decided to do what I did, and then I'm going to give you guys some recommendations for what I think you should do going forward. If this video ends up being helpful for you, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and see more about what it takes to be a data analyst. Now, in other videos on my channel, I talk about what my journey was like in a lot more detail, but I'll just give you a quick summary of where I was at 2 years ago. So 2 years ago, I had been in food service management for about 6 years. I had no college degree, and I had been out of school for about 6 years. So I was not in the world of data analysis at all at the time. So I had gone to school for about 4 years and I hadn't finished my degree because at the time I didn't see myself going into the world of mathematics or statistics or data analysis. It just wasn't fitting with what I wanted at the time. Um, but I did have a lot of credits ring up. I was just a class away from actually getting my degree. So although I had been away from data analysis and mathematics in general for a while, I did have that in my back pocket as far as if I wanted to transition, it would not take me that long to get my degree. So for someone like me in my position where I was changing careers into data analysis, I decided what was best for me was to first finish my degree. That way I had a certification that showed that I had gone to school and that I've had a background in mathematics and the world of data analysis. The other thing that I did was, in order for me to get back up to speed with the world of data analytics, I decided to take a Google certification course. Now, for me, it wasn't so much about the certification, it was more about getting a quick run through of what I needed to know skill wise, what soft skills I needed, and just the general basics of what a data analyst would be doing. Because I had been away for so long, I needed a real refresher that a college course wasn't going to give me. So the certification course basically bunched up a lot of the basics and gave me a big summary of the world of data analytics, threw it into a course, and that was something that I was able to do alongside my school and when I was working full time. And one of the biggest things that I learned in that certification course was the importance of portfolio projects. Now, portfolio projects are just projects that show off not only your technical skills, whether that's in Excel, Python, SQL, or whatever other tools that you're looking to show off, but it also shows critical thinking. It shows problem solving ability. It shows how do you organize your data and how well can you communicate what you're doing to those that are observing you. Now, I'm sure you all know by just doing basic Google searches or YouTube searches that there is a lot of information about how to become a data analyst, what do you need, how do you apply. There's a lot of information, so don't panic, don't be so anxious about the process. Yes, there is a lot of information, and yeah, there are a lot of different ways that have worked for people. So I'm not going to be able to tell you what is the best solution, but I can tell you what my journey was and what worked best for me. But from my experience, from what I read, from what I've seen, and from the people I've talked to, although it is possible to get a data analysis job without a college degree, the fact that I was so close to being able to have a college degree, I felt like it was in my best interest to be able to go out and accomplish that first. With that being said, what I've also found out from people is that if you do not have a college degree, the second most important thing that you can have is as many projects on your portfolio as you can. So with that, I had my focus on making sure I got my degree, and I wanted to give myself the best opportunity possible and having as many projects on my portfolio as I could before I started reaching out and finding jobs. So for me, I took a step back in my career in food service. I went back down to a salesperson position. That way I could focus my time outside of work solely on furthering my education and getting myself in a position with my portfolio that when I went to apply for jobs, that it really was well-rounded and it could stand out. Now with that, for my portfolio projects, I focused on a couple of projects. I had 3 projects, one in SQL and I had 2 in Excel. And what I tried to show was that I could do the 5 steps of the analytical process. So I did projects that I created the data sets myself. That way I can show not only could I clean data, organize data, and analyze data, but that I could also gather data and interpret data myself. That shows that you have not only the critical skills in analysis, but also shows in data cleaning and data organization and data entry. So I wanted to be able to show off that no matter what type of work with data I was being asked to do, I was able to show that I can do whatever step in the process that they want me to do. So now, obviously, the hardest part in becoming a data analyst is getting yourself qualified for the positions that you're applying for, whether that's with a college degree or a certification or a really good portfolio. That is going to be the majority of what you guys stay focused on is building those accolades. Now, once you have those accolades together and you're ready to start applying for jobs, that's a whole different can of worms, if you know what I mean. No matter where you look, you're going to see people talking about you need to reach out to recruiters. You just need to spam apply to quick Indeeds or LinkedIn's, or hiring someone to personally set up your portfolio, to set up your resumes. Like there is a lot of information out there. So for me personally, I set up a portfolio. I ran it by through someone that I already knew was in the field, and I just asked for some pointers. And one of the things that they recommended for me was to post my portfolio on a website online. The Google certification course also recommends this as well. I posted my portfolio projects on a GitHub, and I linked my GitHub account to my resume. So that way, when people looked at my resume, they could take a look at my portfolio projects right away. Once I finished my resume and building my portfolio and putting it all together, that's when I started reaching out for jobs. So for me personally, what I did was I looked for jobs on LinkedIn and I looked for whoever posted that job. And I would reach out to them personally with a message saying, hey, I'm a person looking to make a career change into the data analysis world. This is what I can offer. This is what my background is in. So they gave a quick little, if there's any jobs that are you are posting or jobs that you haven't posted yet that you think I would be qualified for, please reach out to me and I would love to talk to you. And I did that for about 3 weeks and I had some good results. I got a couple of interviews in the area. So I ended up, I think, having 2 interviews with 2 different companies before I actually got a message on LinkedIn from a job recruiter. So they set me up with an interview and I went to my interview and thankfully my resume did stand out. One of the things that they said really stood out to them was the fact that my portfolio project showed that not only did I have the technical skills in Excel and in SQL, but that I also had very good organizational skills and that I was able to communicate what I was doing very well, which is what they were looking for this job. For my job, it's not necessary that I need to be good at analyzing data. For them, it's more about the cleaning, organizing, and communicating data. So because I had a portfolio project that showed my variety of ways to handle data, that actually ended up being a good thing for me and got me a job. So here are a couple things that I want to talk about. Number one, I think it is important to have some type of degree or certification. Recruiters, from what I have read, do not spend a lot of time analyzing a resume. So you need something that pops off right away. That's very short, very small, that shows, hey, I am qualified. And a degree does that, a certification does that. But most importantly, I do think no matter what degree or certification you have, or even if you don't have one of them, you have to show off not just your technical skills. And more importantly, you have to be able to show your technical skills in a very simplified way that they can directly look at very quickly. So that's why I think a portfolio project on an online portfolio is so important because all they have to do is click on a quick link and it shows them a project that you developed. It shows your work style. It shows how do you talk to people when you're explaining projects. It shows how your mind works when you're analyzing a project. There's so much information that a recruiter or someone who's trying to hire can look at in a short period of time. And that's what you need to get. You need to have a lot of information that shows what your abilities are in a short period of time because that's all you're going to get. So I do think that is the most important thing for people that are looking for data analysis jobs is that you have to be able to have some type of portfolio. Now on my channel, I am going to be posting some portfolio projects for all levels. I'm doing beginner levels right now just to show the very basics of the analytical steps and the different skill sets that you need. There are definitely good portfolio projects that you can mimic that are on YouTube, that are online. And I definitely say it is important that you have some generic ones to start off with because obviously you need to practice your skill, stuff like that. But I definitely recommend creating projects that are genuine to you because not only is it going to show the creativity aspect, it's also going to show what your passion is. So yeah, hopefully that was helpful for you guys. If you guys have any questions about my process or like my career change, go ahead and comment it down below. Best of luck to all of you that are trying to become data analysts. I hope it works out for you. And if you guys, again, want to see more about data analysis, subscribe to the channel. And I am curious to see, for those of you that are data analysts or becoming data analysts, what are your thoughts and what are you doing to become a data analyst?